Hello, cadets. You are very welcome to this English tutorial for American Language course, Book 4A. Our players practice the hardest. This is the vocabulary for lesson number 1. Coach. Coach means like a teacher, an instructor, like for example, a soccer game coach. Goal. Goal refers to, first of all, an objective. Secondly, it might be, for example, when your team scores a goal. The team might win, for example, the competition because of the goal. Match. Match means it might be to correspond. Number two, a game. Number three, the verb itself, like matching, for example, when you have two columns and you match column one with column two. And another meaning is, for example, harmonious clothing, harmonious personalities, etc. That's match. Field. Field is pretty much like a match. It can be an area to play or plant. Jump. Jump is about using legs and arms, it might be, to go up from a surface. Meaning. You use meaning when you don't know what a word means. For example, if you don't know what is vocabulary, you go to your dictionary and look up the word vocabulary so you know it's a group of words, for example. That's meaning. Player. Player means a person who practices like an sport. For example, soccer player, baseball player, basketball player, etc. Race. Race means like a competition. It can be any race, like for example, cars, bikes, motorcycles, etc. Rope. Rope means like a string, but thicker. A thicker piece of rope, that's rope. Something that you can do, you can tie up to and make knots, etc. That's a rope. Point. Point is exactly when you score for your team. That's a point. For example, you are going to win the game because you score 8 points and the other team scored 7 points, for example. Reporter. Reporter is the person who reports news or something else. That's a reporter. Score. A score is pretty much like um, getting points for your team. For example, 6-12. The team who won in this competition was the one who got 12 points as a score. Shoelaces. Shoelaces are the strings that you use to tie up your shoes. Those are shoelaces. A string is like a rope, but thinner, thinner, not thicker like the rope, okay? Beat, beaten, that's an irregular verb. As you can see, in the past tense, it's exactly the same as in the present tense. That's why it's irregular verb. It means, for example, when you win a competition, you beat the other team or you beat other teams in order to win the competition. That's beat. Stadium is the place where sports are performed. Like, for example, no, Camp Nou in Barcelona, for example, the stadium, that's a stadium. Tie. You refer to tie, and it has several meanings. The first one is attach, fasten. Number two is a string cord to fasten something. Number three, Tie is, for example, in a competition when the two teams, nobody wins, nobody loses. That's a tie. Eh, I mean, the score was, for example, 1-1. That's a tie. Coach, as I told you, it was not only the person who teaches something, but the action to teach, to instruct. That's coach. Join. Join means a link, something that is tied up to. That's join. Then we have lose, lost, lost. As you can see here, there this is another irregular verb, which means exactly the opposite of win, lose, lost, lost. Match. In this case is the verb to correspond. That's match. Jump. The action is not only the noun, but the action to go to use your legs and arms to impulse yourself from the surface up and down. Kick. Kick means using your legs to push something. Like in this case, like for example, in a soccer game, you use your legs to kick the ball. Practice. Practice is a way to exercise. For example, right now you are practicing. I hope you are repeating after me the pronunciation of this vocabulary, right? Like, for example, when I say, repeat after me, practice, match, that's a practice. That's kind of exercise that you are doing to get better in something. For example, in this case, in English, you can do better in soccer, for example, in math, by practicing things. I mean, by repeating constantly. That's practice. Race. Race is a competition. It's a noun and a verb too. Throw, through, thrown. Repeat. Throw, through, thrown. As you can see, it's an irregular verb too. Okay? And this is an irregular verb, of course, and we know that because the past tense it is not formed by using it. Okay? It's through the past tense. That's why we know that it's an irregular verb. Throw means to send something through the air. For example, in a baseball game, one baseball player throws the ball to the other one. Okay, that's throw in the present, threw in the past, thrown in the past participle. Win. Win is the opposite of lose. In this case, is for example, in a competition, there are several teams and your team won. That's the past tense. And yes, of course, win, won. It's an irregular verb too. Yes. Score is not only the noun, but the verb. In this case, as you can see, the basketball player is scoring a point for his team. That's a score. Tie up. As you can see here, the preposition up, it's in between parentheses because you can omit the preposition. You can use only tie or tie up as you wish, okay? Which means, as I told you, attach, fasten, if it's a verb. If it's a noun, it might be a string cord to fasten something. Or, for example, when two teams have the same score, like for example the same points, for example 4-4. Okay, that's a tie. Mhm. Then we have here farthest and furthest. Those two words mean the same. It means far away, distance. That's farthest or furthest. Repeat. Yeah, farthest, furthest. Then here we have the word most. Most, it means greatest in amount, quantity, or degree. Most of you decided that the English class will be developed outside, for example. Most. This word can be pronounced towards, towards, or towards, 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 towards. Okay, repeat. Please repeat several times. It means in the direction. Okay, for example, that lady is walking towards me. So it means the lady comes to me. Okay, is walking towards me, towards me. Thank you for your attention. I hope you practice a lot. Keep up, guys. See you in the next teach and learning activity. Bye.